after that, an army of beauty experts invaded her house on Sunset Boulevard. She went through a merciless series of treatments. Like an athlete training for the Olympic Games, she counted every calorie, went to bed every night at 9. She was absolutely determined to be ready. Ready for those cameras that would never turn.
Joe, darling, are you there?
Yes, Norma.
Don't turn around. Keep your eyes on the book. I just came to say good night. I don't want you to see me. I'm not very attractive.
Good night.
You know, I've lost half a pound since Tuesday.
Good.
I was a little worried about the line in my throat. This woman has done wonders with it.
Good.
You better get to bed yourself.
I think I'll read a little longer.
You went out last night, didn't you, Joe?
Why do you say that?
I just happened to know it. I had a nightmare and I screamed for you. You weren't here. Where were you?
I went for a walk.
No, you didn't. You took the car.
All right, I drove to the beach. Norma, you don't want me to feel that I'm locked up in this house.
Of course not, Joe. It's just that I don't want to be left alone. Not while I'm under this terrible strain. My nerves are being torn to shreds. All I ask is for you to be a little patient and a little kind.
Norma, I haven't done anything.
Of course you haven't. I wouldn't let you. Good night, darling.
Yes, I was playing hooky every evening along in there. It made me think of when I was 12 and used to sneak out on the folks to see a gangster picture. This time it wasn't to see a picture. It was to try and write one. That story of mine Betty Schaefer had dug up kept going through my head like a dozen locomotives. So we started working on it. The two of us, nights when the studio was deserted. Up in her little cubbyhole of an office.
I got the funniest letter from Marty. It's rained every day since they got to Arizona. They rewrote the whole picture for rain and shot half of it. Now the sun is out. Nobody knows when they'll get back.
Good.
What's good about it? I miss him something fierce.
I mean, this is good dialogue along in here. It'll play.
It will?
Sure, especially with lots of music underneath, drowning it out.
Don't you sometimes hate yourself?
Constantly. No, in all seriousness, this is really good. It's fun writing with you.
Well, thanks. Who's Norma?
Who's who?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't usually read private cigarette cases.
Oh, that. It's from a friend of mine. Middle-aged lady. Very foolish and very generous.
I'll say. This is solid gold.
I gave her some advice on an idiotic script.
Oh, the old familiar story. You help a timid little soul cross a crowded street. She turns out to be a multimillionaire and leaves you all her money.
That's the trouble with you readers. You know all the plots. Now suppose you proofread page 10 while the water boils. Okay?